Now, in our opening story, we talked about the importance of education in transferring skills and knowledge that are needed in helping someone achieve their full potential in life. Now, there are many graduates, like we rightly put it, that do lack the necessary skills to make it in the marketplace. And of course, it's very common to find many employers complaining about graduates who cannot meet the needs of their businesses. Now, in this segment, we're speaking to an entrepreneur who saw opportunity in this particular gap, the gap between the universities or the schools and then the needs of the market. And she's sitting right there offering skills that prepare graduates for the marketplace.
In the world where every employer wants someone who has 2 to 3 years of work experience because they believe that such a person has the needed skill set to perform a given job, I would advise the students to come through and join these skills institutions that gives you the soft skills to become work ready. I would also advise employers to seek out students that have come through such institutions that accord them the skills that are required to get the job done, rather than looking at the qualification and the grades that someone has acquired. Our curriculum keeps being updated, given the fact that we are a practicing firm. So we are always in touch with business owners that have these needs. Every time we interact with a need, or every time someone comes in to ask for an employee to fill up a given gap and they need a given skill set, so we make sure that we align our teaching, our skills provision to meet the demands of the market. Nevertheless, we also, I'm a seasoned tax consultant, okay? So I'm always in touch with the ever-changing tax laws, the amendments. I'm on top of the amendments that happen every year. So every time there are changes, we come back and update our curriculum to fit the skill set of the students that we're releasing. Then we also have something called the needs assessment. Most of the graduates that come from school suffer lack of given skills. For example, the usage of Excel for data analysis, the basic skill of interacting with the URL portal, and the basic skills of data entry and all. So we make sure that we tailor our courses and course units to those particular or specific needs of the students, so that they are job ready, they are behind the computer ready, and then we give them out to the client for work. We help our students to improve employability and gain real work experience by exposing them to the real life issues. Our course is segmented into 3 patterns. We have a course that we are currently driving called the Tax Practice Professional, which has 3 segments. In the first 3 months, we teach them the theoretical bit of everything so that they appreciate the underlying principles behind which they are going to operate. Then in the 4th month and the 5th month, we expose them to real work experience. For example, we put up a real portal, URL portal, give them mock work to do. Most of them, we have computers at our school, so they are behind the computer. The tutor is in front showing them this is how we file a return, this is how we respond to objections, this is how we do it, and they actually go through the portal. When we go to data analytics under Excel, we actually give them real data to analyze, and then they give us a feedback. That's our measuring yardstick to what they've understood as students. And then about the experience, we have an accounting and tax consultancy firm, which is very big and big enough to accommodate all these students. So after the last segment that qualifies you to get certified is by being placed in the actual workplace. So we give you actual client problems for you to solve. And then when you solve them, that accords you the experience one may never get in like 10 years, because I'm giving you something that is focused to what the client needs. I give you, let's say there is an assessment, there is a tax appeals tribunal issue, and I teach you step by step by step.
One of the major challenges that many people in business face today is that of succession planning. This mainly happens to those that have made it big in business, and it also relates to the children failing to grasp the knowledge and the value of the assets and the business operations that have been built by their parents. Now, in this segment, we're starting with a very important principle of value in business. That is the value of money. How do you pass it on to your children?
The value of money. I come from a privileged family, but I was never spoiled. I took the bus every day. My father and mother never just gave me money. When I needed money, they would make me earn it through chores. I would have to sweep or do the garden, and if I did it well, I would get money and then I would spend it. The value of money to be learned as a child is very, very important. People who are given things for free, they don't appreciate that value. I have friends that come from wealthy families that were given Mercedes, BMWs. They crash the car, they buy another. That value is not there. Someone like me who's taken the bus every single day, when I made money, I bought myself my first BMW and I cherished that car for 10 years because I worked hard and I earned it. So with your kids, teach them those important lessons.
Now, we say that this month we're paying special attention to the sustainability agenda, the ESG agenda. And today, we're again singling out the environment component within this agenda. And we're looking at energy saving in a household. What are some of the mechanisms? What are some of the innovations that have come up to help you save energy in your home? Let's take a look.
About 10 years ago, there's an innovation which was cooking in the basket. I taught a number of not only ladies but even men and how it was working, and the interest, they were so much interested. Right now there's this innovation. When I came about it, I thought it would help a lot of people, not only women, but men as well and youth. It is an innovation where you use very few firewood to make a meal. And this kind of firewood, you can get it from even your compound, your gardens. The kind of firewood I'm talking about, you are not to cut trees, but these are branches which normally fall off by themselves, or sometimes like if you have a coffee plantation, when you trim, there is what we call trimming. All those small things which are trimmed, that is the kind of firewood which I'm talking about. And it is not charcoal, it is, we are not destroying anything at all. This one is called a cooking stove. As you can see it is stainless. The holes here, they are all round. They're small holes, round. The main purpose is to have the air, oxygen, in, which helps the fire burning. Right inside here, the saucepan is there. And on the saucepan, there is a cover. Now, this basket, it has a lot of advantages. As you see it, it also can help in cooking. How it works, when you cook whatever you want to cook here, you can put maybe fresh beans, even dry beans, meat, you name it, anything. When it is about ready, even rice, you very well know that when you cook rice, you don't wait until the water gets finished in the rice. When it's about ready, you take it and put it here, and tight it, you know, cover it tightly and leave it. You can even go anywhere. You can go to church, you can go visit a friend, you can go and do some other work, and by the time you want to take your meal, it is ready. So it is also another cooker. Now, here we are on environment, and in fact cutting down expenses. As I told you, when somebody comes back late and everything has gone cold, you have to warm. But here you don't have to warm. You don't have to use gas. You don't have to go on the electric cooker, but everything is warm. The advantage, the very big advantage of using this stove is that the expense is minimized almost to nothing. The only thing you have to do is to collect whatever small firewood is in your garden, is in your compound. And when you compare it with the charcoal, you can now know, I'm sure a bag of charcoal right now is about 90,000 plus. And when you use it, it may not take you for more than 3-4 days. Anyway, it depends on the family. And when you compare it with gas, gas goes a lot. At the same time, it is very dangerous. I've seen a number of people burnt. You know, the whole family can be burnt. Somebody, if you forget to switch off gas properly, fire can start off just like that. And when you come to electricity, electricity is very expensive, definitely these days. So there is a lot of advantage. It is very, very safe to use this kind of stove, because you have saved a lot on charcoal. You are not buying. The only expense you are incurring is the cost of the stove, but it is a set, because this one comes together with the warmer. So actually, this really helps a lot on the environment. These days, everywhere, not only in Uganda, but the world over, we are seeing the environment being destroyed, and we have seen a lot of repercussions. Now, as you can see, the beans, these are fresh beans, which have taken just about 30 minutes. They are ready. And since we are not ready to have a meal with beans, we can put them in the warmer, and by the time we take our meal, it will be still warm. Quickly, let our young one. So those are our fresh beans.
With that, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Man and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, we have a lot of these stories and more on our digital platforms. Visit our website, visit our social media channels and platforms for constant and continuous engagement. We'd like to hear from you. Like we always say, businesses are going concern. Let's keep it going. Now, from me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening. Good evening. God bless you. Now, remember that this show is brought to you by Absa Bank, Uganda.
When your business story reaches global markets, we have the world-class risk mitigation tools to help you thrive through the turbulence. At Absa Corporate and Investment Banking, we are invested in your story, and we invite you to write it with us, because your story matters. Absa,